Walk us through that day. What did you
Okay.
know? What did you
Oh,
know going into it? Did they brief you on the hill?
okay. We were out in operation. Okay, and then the second battalion had been on the hill and they had gotten hit, and we knew immediately that we heard it. It's it's bad. It's really bad. So we didn't know. So we all choppered in to fire. It was Fire Base 16.
You could hear it from
No, couldn't hear it,
how
but we
far
got
away?
to Fire Base 16. Okay, we loaded up immediately. They said start moving up the hill. We knew they had made contact because I forgot who it was at Firebase 16. So a guy from Second Battalion who was there said, "Hey, it's bad shit up there, man. Be careful." So I said, "Okay." So we're going up the hill, and the first thing I noticed going up the hill is we started encountering a lot of bodies. Okay, I can remember, Jesus, they smelled. We couldn't tell who they were, but they were, Vietnamese, North Vietnamese. And then we kept going up, and I can remember specifically one North Vietnamese had his legs blown off, and he had all this really nice equipment. That's right, good radio equipment, everything. You could see the communication wires, everything going up. Like, shit, this is really good, And we tried to do very brief breaks, but keep moving. And as it started to get dark, we caught some rocket fire. Oh crap, they're still here. We were hoping maybe they're gone. And then the terrain wasn't terrible, but we encountered a lot of bunkers. Like, holy crap, these bunkers. I mean, they were really heavy logs, really tunnel. You could see well prepared. And this was not even on the hill. This was on other things.
So this was between
Yeah.
you guys and the guys you were trying to go get.
Get to.
So give us a little bit of a backstory, just for the viewers at home that don't
Okay.
know. What was going on before you got there?
Okay, the 2nd Battalion had gone up on the 19th. We were told that, take the hill, that there's indications of some enemy up there. What they didn't know is how many and how the complex was extremely well connected. Okay. And the 2nd Battalion went up with 3 companies. Now, when you hear about a battalion, you're thinking about 800 men. They had under 300 going up the hill. When we went up, we had under 300. So there weren't more than 700 people total on the whole hill, even though it's supposed to be 2 full battalions. So anyway, the 2nd Battalion went up, and they had C and A was the trailing company, and C was on the left, I know, and I think it was probably B. They're going up the hill, and they got hit and they got pinned down. So they tried to form their perimeter, but they had also been pretty spread out. And that's when you hear about Carlos Lozada. He was an Alpha company. So what happened is the NVA had 3 battalions there. They had one on the command post was on the hill. Then they had another battalion that maneuvered behind Alpha company and came up and overran Alpha, forcing most of the Alpha survivors up where C and Bravo were. Okay, and they lost all the officers. Then that night was what they claimed was the worst friendly fire accident in Vietnam. And by the way, there's no such thing as friendly fire. None of it's friendly. Where, a 500-pound bomb went down, absolutely hit dead center where they had collected all the wounded, killing over 45 of them. And it also destroyed, it's just the morale and everything. It was just evidently a horrendous thing. We knew they had problems. We didn't know how badly shape they were in. But that's basically what happened. So that happened on the 19th. We went up on the 20th, but we didn't get there till late. And we weren't of much value, to be quite honest to them. When we went up the hill, that's the first time you used to seeing some bodies like we were encountering, and also we realized, holy shit, most of these are Americans. And that was really a horrible thought. Okay, so we go up the hill. It's Bravo Company got there before we did, but it was dark. So they said just lay low, because it was dark, couldn't see anything. First light, they started mortaring us, and that, I will say, was, other than getting hit, was the worst experience I've ever had. People say, were you scared on 8:30? No, my adrenaline was pumping. The morning of 8/75, yeah, because they knew our positions, and the other battalion was weapons from another hill were firing mortars into our positions. We weren't dug in because we had just gotten there the night, so we're laying on the ground, or where they're like mortar fire and rocket fire had done some holes, and they just walked the rounds right across us, so you could hear the rounds. You could hear thump, thump, thump of them firing the mortar rounds, and you knew they're coming in, and you could hear them hit, and you said, "Oh shit, that's pretty far away. I'm okay." And then they'd walk as they're walking the rounds across the perimeter. They're getting closer and closer, and the next one's either going to kill you, and then if it hits on the other side of you, thank God they didn't get me this time. And you can't do a thing. You just think you're going to fucking die. I mean, that's that, and it just, I don't know how long it lasted, but they would just crisscross the mortar rounds. It was, horrible. Then it would stop. And then I heard, I was at that time when I came back from the hospital, I had been first platoon leader, and then they made me as a quote, I was the older lieutenant then, weapons platoon leader. And the perimeter, the way we had formed it, a lot of the mortar rounds had hit in first platoon area and had wounded the platoon leader. So Alan Phillips became the S3, and Captain Muldoon was in charge. He was good. And he said, "Hey, can take over first platoon. We're going to assault the hill later." I said, "Yeah, I'll do it. It's my platoon." I knew the men. I said, "Yeah, I want to do it." So we got ready for the assault, and I knew that Bravo Company was going up, so they wanted us to maneuver kind of to the left flank of the hill and come up a ridge line. And I said, okay. So we started maneuvering around the ridge line. We got hit with mortar fire again. And we bunkered down. And they said, "Oh, we're going to delay the attack. We want to make sure we're going to soften it up with some airstrikes." And they did. And Jesus, that stuff was scary as hell. Because, I mean, as the rounds had hit were close enough that it would lift you off the ground. So they're just blowing the crap out of the hillside. And it isn't that far, it's not like way away. You're close enough to it. So finally they said, okay, let's, it stops, time to go up the hill. So I put the men on line. We start going up the hill. And, you always hear, "Oh, you're going to charge and yell, all this stuff, airborne kill and all that." We're quiet. No one's saying, no one wants to be the first to be found out, coming up the hill. And then there's starting to be some weapons fire at us. Not so much at me, but I think they hit Bravo Company first. I think that woke them up. And we were moving pretty well. I was charging the hill. And I think after they opened up Bravo, where their bunkers were, they had what you call, they're going to put a protective ring of fire down around it, and then they just opened up. And that's what got me. I know at least 3 mortar rounds hit right around me. Just wham, because there were 2 guys killed right about 15 meters from me. They were blown up. Men to my left were also hit. And I lost, we had, I think, 8 killed just in that weapons fire, mortar rounds that came in. And then I thought I was dead. They got me good, you know. I mean, I knew it. I looked down and I could see my intestines. I knew my left arm was basically gone. It didn't hurt, but my stomach did though. I looked like raw hamburger, and I'd been split open. And I said, "Oh shit!" So, Bob Farron, the one you talked to, he's actually the one. He got hit too, and I didn't realize how badly. I just remember him holding an arm, and he would have been on my left, and he said, "I'll go see what I can, you know, what can I do for you, Lieutenant?" He looked at me, and he goes, I can remember saying, "Oh shit." Yeah. He said, "I'll go down." So he said, "I'll go see what I can do," and he left. I don't know what happened to Sergeant Terrasas. I have no idea whatever happened to him. I don't know. My RTO, he got hit in the head. It was since I had not been with First Platoon, I didn't know who the kid was. But he was crying behind me, and laid there for hours because we attacked at 3 in the afternoon. It was dark before they got to me. So, you know, I thought I'd bleed out. That's why my thought was I'd bleed to death, because I saw blood pumping out of my thigh like a fountain. Ooh, this isn't good. Finally, they got to me, put me on a litter, dragged me back down the hill, rolled off once off the litter, started rolling down the hill. I can remember them. I can still remember them grasping my mouth to quiet me down, because their North Vietnamese were all around us. They said, "Lieutenant, don't." I said, "Well, God damn it, it hurts." And got me back to a collection point. Medic, doctor, his name was Dr. Grosso, came up, checked on me. They couldn't do anything. They were out of medical supplies. They got I think 1 unit. Did I get any saline or not? I didn't get any blood. They didn't have anything.
Were you losing consciousness at this point?
Yeah, I was conscious. Yeah. I didn't want to be.
I bet.
I really didn't. And then our FO Billy Atkins came with me. He said, "You'll make it. I'm going to make sure we get you on a chopper out of here in the morning." And they did. They got me out of first thing.
So you survived how long before actually getting to a place where they could work on you?
16 hours.
Wow. And no shock?
Nothing. No morphine, no blood. Just. And then when I got there, I thought, the first evacuation was fine. They did what they could. "Oh, you're going to be fine, you're going to be fine." And then, "Oh, son of a bitch, they're giving me the last rites. This isn't good." I said, "Hey, no." I said, and then they were flying me to Quinh Nhan, main hospital there, and something happened, because I felt like I knew nauseous, and they panicked. I could tell. They pumped some more blood in me, and then after that, there was a long hospitalization.
So what were the extent of your injuries?
I'm 100% VA disabled, 80% from the Army. Lots of use left arm, partial loss of limited mobility in my left leg. I lost quite a bit of flesh there. I can't jump. I have no muscle in my right thigh or left thigh. Had a lot of my flesh blown out of my right hip, and I had all my intestines were perforated. So.
And what was your recovery time?
Forever.